All right, good morning, good morning. Welcome. We are here on the pen here on Watopia, waiting for this ride to get started. We are 1 minute and 10 seconds to go. We've got our leader pushing out messages to make sure they stay with the beacon. Remember, to all riders, this is a neutral start. We're going to go out at 2.5, 2.0, making sure you stay with the beacon. We'll be staying with the beacon as well to make sure that we can stay along with the action. I'm on board myself, Jason Flores here. Welcome to the ODivaZ Ladies Race. We're going up the Volcano today, the Volcano climb that is. I'm joined by my co-partner in crime, got the Night Train. He's here to make sure everyone makes it through the finish line, and we've got all the stats and data that we need to make sure this race is a clean one. So a reminder to all those riders that it is a neutral rollout. Make sure that you stay with the ride. And here we go. We're about 26 seconds to go. We've got 8 riders in the pen. A little bit of a smaller group, but we've got some quality riders in there. I'll do a little bit of rundown here before we get started. Looks like we've got Megan Herzog, we've got Stephanie Hallmichael, we've got Connie from Team Moose, we've got a new rider, E-Run from Australia, Alice Webster, and A. Malik. I'll see if I can get a first name there. We are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're rolling. See if we can jump right on board with Megan here. And here we go. All right, see if we've got all of our riders rolling here. 2.5, 2.5. There we go. Nice and steady. See if we can also get this shared out. Got a nice assortment of Tron bikes here. For those riders or those watchers who have not seen this before, these are riders that are well seasoned veteran riders here on Zwift. That means they've climbed 10 times the height of Mount Everest. So it definitely have put some time on this platform. It looks like the leader is asking for everyone to stay with the leader here. So we'll make sure we dial everybody back to make sure that everyone stays together and got a nice clean race here. Really unique about this ride, this race, is that it is a controlled start. A lot of times the races here on Zwift can definitely be very blistering from the beginning, where much like a cyclocross race or something like that, you'll find that everyone's jamming and pushing weights and shoving everybody around right at the gate. So we want to make sure that stays nice and clean today, and that's what we're doing. Looks like the ladies are all put together here, and our field is coming all together. Yeah, so we've got a couple watchers out there, making sure that everything is taken care of, making sure that these ladies, one, stay safe, and that we've got some really good data. We should be able to bring you up to the minute finish as we get to the end here, but this is going to be actually a pretty interesting race today, and the reason why is because not a lot of times do we have races like this that push riders straight up a climb for a majority of the race. But it actually is really exciting in the fact that for the ladies races, because of their power to weight ratio, we will find that going up this hill is actually going to be pretty quick. Oftentimes you will find riders are able, especially in our women category, to really push hard and get themselves up and over the climbs quickly, just because their power to ratio is so high. So we're on board here with Megan. We'll kind of we'll kind of pass through to make sure that we've got everyone all together here, and that this group stays nice and formed. Like Megan saying that she gets paid in donuts to make sure that this group stays together. So if it doesn't, donuts out of the pink box, yeah, you know, that pink box that everyone loves, will be taken away. And she has in history has received an empty box because of the job that she did on this ride. So she has got to be careful that these riders stay together, because she knows that if they are not, and there are riders ahead of her, that she's gonna get an empty pink donut box. All right, Let's make sure everybody is nice and clear on all of our channels here. So far, so good. A box. Yep, it's looking good out there. All right, we've got our viewers. Thanks for joining in, everybody. If you've got comments, you've got questions, you want to know what is going on, what in the world is happening, jump in the channel, go ahead and write a comment in there, and we'll definitely get to you. If you want to cheer these ladies on, definitely a great thing going on here. We've got everybody working together here, making sure they all stay together here through the tunnels, and we are going to let this group go as we get to Jarvis Tree. And if you aren't familiar with what or who Jarvis Tree is, it actually is one of the original trees from the original island that Zwift was built on. So as a lot of us riders, commentators, racers, we're part of the beta team, what had all started on was a small little island that kind of went in circles. I could reach out to Pat here at this point. Pat, do you remember how long that was? I would say, like, I want to say 3 miles. What was that?
Yeah, that was about it. It might have been maybe 6K at the most. So yeah.
Yeah, so you're looking at.
Very big, and it was just it was an uphill, downhill.
Yep.
Kind of reminds me of actually the jungle loop is a little bit similar.
It does have a feel. I do remember when the jungle loop came out. I do remember that kind of be reminiscent of that. So yeah, so with that, we're looking at about an original 6-mile course that had a couple rollers in it. But if you can imagine, a lot of those veteran beta riders were able to get a lot of the climbing that they needed to get this Everest, this 10 times Everest climb that they have going on to get the Tron bike. Shortly after that, they had opened Watopia. That is the course we are on today, and it is the one that that you see. But it wasn't all of the courses that you saw. We are actually on a new course there, and I'll kind of go in and explain to that a little bit about as we go along. So, looking like a great group is following along. It looks like we're getting close to Jarvis Tree. I'm going to switch the camera around, get real low on this group. Looks like everyone is behind the ride leader here, and that is great. Race will be opening soon, the ride leader says. Megan says, are you ready? Everyone's back. Looks like Megan is going to be getting a full...
Go, ladies.
There it is from our commissioner. Go, go, go. Looks like Megan will be getting her full box of donuts today. That's exciting. All right, so now the question is how quickly and how fast are these riders going to go off the front here to make sure to get to this volcano loop? So let's ride this up. Let's see. Looks like this group's staying pretty closely together. With it being so small, the draft is going to be very, very important at this time. These riders are putting 4.5 plus 5.0, really going at it. We've got Megan, Helen Cartwright, oops, the Night Train, Stephanie Holmichael, Angie Malik, Elise Run, Bonnie from Team Moose, and Angela Webster. All right, looks like Angela Webster leading the way out of here.
So it looks like the whole pack made it together, which is pretty rare, but at the same time, pretty good strategy to ride in as long as you can. Even if you happen to blow up on the hill, big deal. At that point, you're still fighting for position. Good.
Absolutely. Looks like we're coming past the windmills here. We should be taking this turn here. That'll take us to the volcano loop and then straight up towards the climb. Looks like we've got a great assortment of bikes here. I'm going to see if I can kind of jump around and see what everybody's riding on today. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and make that turn. Alice Webster's going to be taking that turn. She's from Team Vixen. We usually see a couple more riders from Team Vixen as well as Team ODivaZ. We do usually get a good mix, but as the weather changes, people are headed outside, and you know, those dedicated riders, we'll find them here still in the race. So we're on board with Alice Webster. This group is holding onto her wheel for dear life. making sure that they are with her. This group is still together. We've got all of our riders here staying right on each other's wheels. They've got a great draft to go, and it looks like we're going to have everyone together as we go to the volcano. Let's see if we can get some stats on this volcano climb. But in the meantime, I would like to share with you, we are looking at stats on our side, but you are able to look at these stats at home as well. All you need to do is go to zwiftpower.com. You could get the live updates. There's a little track there on the top left. Let me bring that up. You'll actually see it there. And on the top left, let me see. Like we've got the game there. Let's see if we can switch that over.
All right, Team Moose, if you're asking for the time when to close this gap, the time is now.
The time is always now. Yeah, do not lose this wheel. Do not lose this wheel. This is a pretty flat section here. You want to make sure you stay nice and close. So if you've got an effort, you really want to put it out here to make sure you stay with this group. And it looks like she's doing a good job at that.
There you go.
There it is. So if you're looking up on the screen now, you've got all of our riders, everybody in the order that they're rolling in through right now. Oh, nice. Thumbs up for all. Look at that. So you're able to kind of see where everyone's at in the standings, and as we go up, we'll be, if there are any separations, which it looks like this group is trying to do its job to stay together, we'll be able to see where everyone's at. Oh, I was looking at... Alright, so headed over to ZwiftInsider.com to get a little bit more information on the Zwift Watopia volcano climb details. We're looking at about 14.2 miles kind of as the whole loop. We're looking at about 630 feet of climbing here. 192 meters for those speaking meters. So a pretty decent climb. I think if once we get to the bottom here, you'll see it go up, up, up. And I think we're going to see some tactics play out here with these riders. So with this, there'll be an idea or a thought of how should we kind of approach it. Obviously, there's going to be stronger riders that may be able to try to pull away or kind of get away on their own, depending on their power to weight ratio. And their decision will be to, do they want to stay with the group, knowing that they have fresh legs, and kind of play the role of getting everybody up here and having that help, that draft, and to get to the top and make this a bunch race and making this a bunch race as they get over the top and then come back down the other side. Looks like our first award of the day goes out to Angela for best hair. So not only do we get podium spots in the ladies races, but we also get style points. So whether you've got a styling avatar or a styling stream on your video, you will get points for that. Looks like that gap.
The hair things have been a bit cantankerous. It's always been. It used to be the ladies just had a ponytail.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that. Yes, only one hairstyle. But now both the men and the women have amazing and many, whether they be stylish or not, styles to choose from.
Well, the colors are still a bit lacking. You have like Old Lady Gray, you have yellow, you have brown and black.
Yep.
So I don't know if Old Lady Gray is really supposed to be platinum blonde, but the designers just would. Please take a look at it. It doesn't render very well.
Looks like this group is staying together over the cobbles. We are almost to the volcano section. We're making this left past the fountain there. It'll take us to the dirt path and straight over.
One downhill, still racing. Here's the advantage for the heavier riders may have over the lighter riders. Now it's time to throw some daggers down for the climb if your power profile doesn't quite match up.
So as we head downhill, we'll run down the riders list as we have it here. We've got Megan Herzog. Helen Cartwright was registered but did not show. Stephanie Hall, Michael, see if I can get this updated. I don't think our results are actually updating here.
Yeah, it's weird. I tried to update it a couple minutes ago, and the live just seems to be frozen.
All right, and that's all right. We do have at least the rider list, which is I'll finish that up. That's Stephanie Hall, Michael, Angie Malik got Elise Run from Australia. She's our new rider from today. I've got a little bit of information from her. I've got Connie from Team Moose. I'm still in this group as well, and then Angela Webster with the cool style points today, so she'll get 1 point for her style today. So Elise Run from Australia, like she's a B rider from Team AHR. That's Australian Hump Day ride. That's one of the largest rides, or the largest ride from what I understand, on Wednesdays in Australia. So great group there. Looks like she's done plenty of rides here on Zwift. Trying to get an idea where she's at. Yeah, has got a great history of both racing and riding, doing a lot of the ADHR ladies group rides and ADHR weekend rides. So plenty of data there to back her up. This group's doing a real good job, Pat, staying together. I think these fireworks are going to go, I think on the climb, but like I was saying, some of these riders are a little bit stronger than others, as we've seen in the past. And I guess a decision is going to be made, like, you know, you go up this climb, do you want to keep with the group even though you know you're a little bit stronger, and keep a little bit in the tank, you know, as we go up. All these riders are very light, so we're going to see some pretty high watts per kilogram, like we do from Alice Webster right there. 6.0 watts per kilogram. For those just joining in with us, 6.0, that's 6 watts per kilogram. So we're looking at the weight of the rider divided by the number in the top left there, and that will tell us the watts per kilogram. All right, everyone's stretched out now. That's telling us that this is on. They are going through this tunnel. They're going to make a quick turn, and they're going to head up, up, up. So when you see this stretched out like the way it is right now, that is telling us that everyone is getting onto the edge of their seats, really pushing hard, making sure that those riders are well tired as they get up to the hill. So we are on board with our 4 riders here, and we've got Angie and Connie back there. Just right off the back, just missed that separation as they go up the hill. Smart thing to do there would be to try to gather themselves, get together, so they have 2 riders to get up this hill. And sometimes all it takes 2, it just takes 2, right? It just takes 2 to make a thing go right.
You just read my mind perfectly. Yeah, that's actually the drafting dynamics work better, even uphill.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely need a minimum of 2 riders. 3, of course, better, but it depends on who shows up. But the way I would strategize this course, it really depends on your power profile, right? So the neat thing about this race, you've done one once before, so you know how long the ladies can do the climb. And you would really want to strategize, like this point right here is pretty flat.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd be okay, but I would focus on the proper climb itself once they come out of the caldera.
Yeah, this is part of the climb that we often see during this race, which is the Volcano circuit, and that part these ladies are well versed at. It is pretty much our proper crit course that we use here on Zwift.
Hey, who'd have thunk we'd be racing around a volcano 2 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm, exactly. We were talking about different courses, starting from Jarvis. At that point, we went to the Watopia courses that we had, which were hilly. And I think we were only able to go one way at the very beginning, and then finally got a 2-way ride on that island. So part of that island that we rode on today was essentially that original part that got us through all that. But here we go. We're about to make that turn. See. All right, let's see if we can check back. We've got Angie and Connie back there. They're about 12 seconds apart. Let's see if Connie can reach out to Angie and see if they can get together. They're only about 11 seconds apart. That's not a whole lot here. If they could close that gap, bring it all together, I think it'd be really nice to have a rider to go up this hill. But really got to push each other and you know, grab a rider there. Sometimes all it takes is a little message. All you got to do is send a message out.
Yeah, it's a tough call from where Angie and Chalik is. It's really, do you just let it lay up and get with Team Moose?
Mm-hmm.
Or you just solo TT, which depends Obviously, this isn't a cumulative points series, so it really depends on how you perceive her power profile to be.
That's right. That's
If it was
right.
CVR, I would probably just tough it out.
No, yeah. So what Pat's referring to is there are some series that you can get points depending on your positioning. So if you are ahead of another rider, in fact, is also fighting for points, sometimes it is better to just kind of stay away. In the format that we have here, we do straight up times. So having that rider to ride with can definitely be useful. Looks like everybody's being pretty cagey here as we go through the caldera and looking at the hot molten lava that my 5-year-old really enjoys looking at, and will go back and forth on this section several times as he rides, just to do this section over and over again. But we're looking at 3.6, 3.7 as they come into the final couple turns. As we get to these little S's, we'll take a kind of diversion and we'll head up this hill.
Solid effort so far. I mean, I just think they're trying to feel each other out as far as who's going to do what, who's going to speed. I think this ends up being part of the return back. It's downhill up ahead.
It does. It is. When we first got the volcano climb, the downhill seemed awfully long and awfully, uneventful, and just because it was going downhill for so long. But then I remembered how many the epic KOM that we have, and now the Alp des Whip is the downhills are just extremely long and just rolling, coasting for 30+ miles per hour the whole way. So.
Okay, just past the marker for the volcano climb segment.
Here we go. We'll see how this separation goes. We're gonna stay ahead of these ladies, see if we can get a good idea of kind of what's happening. Like Elise is gonna take a run at it. Got that, Elise run. She's gonna take a run at it and backs off just a bit. These 4 riders are definitely gonna fill each other out. We're looking at 5% grade here, 5% grade. For those that are on smart trainers, they are feeling the tension build up. For those on standard trainers or classic trainers, they are gonna need to up the wattage here just to make sure that they stay together with these groups. So hopefully we'll be able to make sure that we stay on board with them as we go up, and it looks like all of our data points are working on our end. It does not look like we are getting data, but looks like there is a refresh here. Let me see. I think we've got it. Looks like we've got our Zwift live results as well. I'll pull that up here in a smaller screen. What we're seeing here on the top left, we're looking at Elise Run at the last check-in. That was 10 seconds ago. Angela Webster, Megan Herzog, Stephanie Hallmichael in this front group. And then we've got Angie Malik there, just ahead of Connie from Team Moose, still trying to hold on there. I'll see if I can get a gap. It's still 10 seconds. I'm really just waiting for Angie to kind of let off the throttle there. But it looks like Team Moose is staying solid at 3.0, and my advice to her is really keep that above 2.5, get herself into position and not let off too much. She should know her threshold, done the work, she knows where she needs to be, stay right near that threshold to get herself and as that rider ahead of her starts to fade, hopes that she gets put together.
All right, we're trading Blizz up front. Angela Webster still pulling on the disc wheel. So you know she's been around Jarvis a few times. But yeah, they look good right now. Right now it's still a solid effort. They're staying together. My advice is if you're a heavier rider right now, definitely make sure you're overlapping on some of these wheels. There's only a lead pack of 4 riders, right? 4 or 5 riders, so positioning is very important. Looks like they're trading belows right now. Angela Webster looks to be the strongest right now, but is she the smartest, right? So that's one thing you have to consider with this.
Yeah. See if we could pull up some times of this climb. We'll get an idea of kind of what kind of times people are pulling. Let's get back to the full screen race here. There we go. So there are a little bit of flat sections, some that kind of turn back up. Really important to get a little bit of that rest there, as when it does turn up, it turns up into red. And when that number in that top right, if you're looking on the main screen here, turns red, that's showing that it's 5% or more grade as we go up this hill. And if you look at the top left, as you're just showing it in, you're looking at the watts in white color. So our rider, we're on board with Megan, looking at her watts that she's putting out on the bike that she's riding. You can easily jump around. The other two numbers here, the black number is the RPM, or the cadence, how quickly they're turning those wheels, and the number next to them is their heart rate. So I could actually jump around just a little bit. We'll jump on with Elise here from Australia. We'll get a chance to see her wattage and kind of where she's at with her cadence and her heart rate.
Yeah, that's good. Let's say these little 50% sections are manageable for most people. Just make sure with a small group like this, you have to be overlapping some of these wheels.
Yeah, and I think that's key. There is a little indicator that these riders will see right under where it says watching on our screen here, and it'll say close the gap. And what that'll say is if you're more than 5 meters away from the rider in front of you, you are starting to lose the draft effect. And so at that point, you need to make sure that you pedal up, you spin up, or whatever you need to do to make sure you're overlapping and you're right on that wheel.
It's especially critical on a climb. I mean, the software is always looking to try to interpret what you're doing. So there's a strong chance that you can block another rider or get stuck to another rider that slows down. So it's very important that you keep gas on.
Oh yeah, that definitely happens. You end up getting
Happened to me a couple weeks ago.
guttered.
Yeah, I got guttered. Somebody decided to go like a nut up the hill and blew up, and they stopped, literally stopped, and I got stuck to them.
All right, Alice Webster on the horn of this Elise run, trying to put her blows down, making sure that she is still there. She's in the Wahoo kit here. She's got a really good matching kit going on. She's got her light blue with the Wahoo. She's got her original Zwift bike with the pink accent. She's got the pink socks on. I think definitely a style points for the bike and kit combo here. I think the only thing I'm looking at is the white saddle and the black bars pad. I don't know about that one. We gotta send her.
Well, I don't think we can control that.
I don't think so. I think it was just designed that way. But hey, that's how the bike came. You gotta ride it, right?
Yep, very little customization outside maybe a soda team on it.
All right, I'm looking back towards Angie here. Looks like they're both on the climb here. If I can pull up exactly where they're at, they're about 20 seconds apart. Looks like they are pushing just about the same watts per kilogram, so they are going to stay that distance apart from each other, and that will be the gap, about 20 seconds. I do encourage both riders to ride at the threshold, push themselves up this hill, really make this effort. You know, we all got up, we got dressed, we're on the bikes, we're going to put the effort that we can, you know.
Yeah, we're all here. Might as well make the most of it, right? That's
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, looks like things have tamed down just a tad. We're just below 4.0 watts, but everyone's heart rate has not settled down. I'm on board with Elise, and they are showing efforts that tell us that they are on the rivet, that they are pushing each other up this hill, and there's Megan off the front, really putting an effort there as each of these riders are testing each other as they go up the hill. Hey, good morning. Martin Walker has joined us. Probably just came in from some 12 or 24 hour mountain ride.
Do whatever it takes.
Exactly. Does also do some epic rides on both Zwift and other platforms, so pretty interesting to watch his activities online. But good morning to you, Martin.
Sulfur dioxide warnings as they're climbing the hill. After takes the lead. Looks safer than the Big Island of Hawaii right now.
Oh yeah. Less wind here as well.
Yeah, I don't get the rain.
Yeah.
trying to figure out what that really adds to the artistic element.
Martin says, short day, only 4 hours this morning.
Yeah, that's what I have to. Angela Webster and Elise may be looking to make a break of it. 4.8, 4.3. So it's important on these little tweaks right here where it goes up and then back down. Keep your momentum until you start seeing negative numbers. Here's where you can easily get dropped.
Yeah, you need to make sure you do what we call roll over the top there, as there are some peaks. So looks like we're gonna round the top. Looks like that was the volcano arch if I saw that in the back. These ladies are gonna get a chance to head downhill. So what are the gravity effects of this game, Pat? How does this work for these ladies who are so lightweight?
All right, so not quite. I still insist it's not quite the same as real life downhill, but definitely the heavier riders have an advantage. So if I was a heavier rider, I would take the attempt to launch an attack when it goes negative. Right now it's pretty flat. So if I was a lighter rider, I would make sure that I'm tight against somebody and not hanging off the back right now, because this is an easy spot to drop as a lighter rider. We'll go flat again, but the trick is you have to be with the group now. If you break the graph, it will be a lot of work to make it up. And those are matches you can easily save for when it's flat again. And just looking at rates, heart rates are kind of similar to the climb, so they're keeping the power on for sure.
Yeah, it does look like they're keeping the power on.
In this case, if you're a lighter rider, positioning is important. Make sure you're tucked up against somebody. Don't dangle off the back.
So if I'm reading this right, and you may be able to correct me on that depending on what part of the climb you're on, Pat, it looks like Angie and Connie are headed up there. They should be rounding out the top of the volcano there pretty soon.
That can drop back. Yeah, they're getting close. They're getting by the we talked about the sulfur dioxide.
Yeah, all right, okay. There is a bit of a challenge for us to kind of follow everyone along, but with this group we've got enough watchers out there to make sure that we can keep track of where everyone's at and keeping everyone's efforts honest as we kind of come around the volcano and head back down. So now we've seen negative numbers on that top right. That tells us we are headed downhill, everybody. That's right. There are downhills here. It looked like the pace is at 58 kilometers per hour as we head down. And these are pretty fast speeds as we head down. In real life, it would be pretty jaw gripping, hand gripping, kind of right at the edge of your seat, folding. But these ladies are taking it in stride. They are trying to get a recovery in, but it does not look like much of a recovery as if we switch around in the heart rates here. Heart rates are still very, very high. This race is still on, and looks like we are getting towards the bottom of the climb here.
Yeah, while you're looking at Team Moose and Angela Metallic, looks like Elise had a little bite from the apple getting off the back and she had to dig in. But that's the kind of stuff, right? That's where those matches, the same matches you need at the end. But it looks like they're group compacto right now.
All right, we are just about there. This group of four, it looks like they are going to put this into a group bunch sprint. We only have a little bit to go here, the whole course being 22 kilometers. We're at 19 kilometers to go. That means we're at the 2K mark to go. If I've got my numbers and everything dialed in, that's 2K to go to the finish here. These ladies need to make sure that they've got their positioning and make sure that they are where they want to be. And we could, if we could get everyone close enough, be able to get results right out the gate, right when we finish up here.
Let's see who has this point in the spear. Stephanie Holmichael, the lead. Angela Webster behind her. She was taking a pull. She's been digging in. She looked a couple times. She's gone over the 4.0 mark. So she might be starting her run. She's forcing Elise into the 5.0, Megan Hergedog into the 5.0. There's definitely some pain being inflicted on this downhill. So this is your chance, honestly. If you don't have much of a sprint, now's your time to put in your digs and try to get somebody off the back of the pack.
That's right. We're about 2 kilometers to go. We're at 20 kilometers. I believe the whole course is 22. One of our looks like Martin was asking there. It looks like 2 kilometers to go. These ladies are super tight. We're looking at just a little bit to go. Let's see if I can. Yep, we can get a little bit of both ways to here. 2:30.
Alright, still group O compacto. Daggers will probably be getting thrown here around the bend. We're getting close to that 1.5K mark. I'm showing 20.5 kilometers on Stephanie's overhead. Got a couple little upticks here. Nice place to make people burn matches right at the end.
There goes Angela. She's really pushing it up. She went 4.5 right over there, making sure that everyone stays honest and everyone stays nice and stretched out. No lull in the pace, and that is something that you find coming into the final K. A lot of times there'll be a lull in the pace, and it gets everyone a second to recover. But if you've got riders on the front, on the pointy end of this, you can definitely push the pace and make sure nobody gets rest, and makes it a very, very tough finish. So this finish should take us through here, or are we finishing up on the Volcano counter, Pat? Where is this ending up?
This takes us to the start-finish line. It looks like Angela tried to do a little breakaway, and Megan covered it. Angela's up to 6 bucks per kilogram, but Megan reeled it back in, so great job. Yeah, this finishes up at the start-finish line, the original one. So
okay, so we're gonna.
Downhill sprint.
That's right. That's right. We're gonna drop down, make that left, go to the glass tube, and head to the famous 1K mark for us. And it will be. That's right. Pat said it will be a downhill finish here as we head down. We're really close. We're right behind everybody here. 4 riders keeping it nice and tight. It looks like it is going to be a group bunch here. There was a short effort there by Angela, but well covered and smartly covered there by Megan. Sometimes all it takes is another rider right next to you, knowing that you aren't going to get away, and that usually is enough to close down attempt to a breakaway or attempt at getting a gap. And that is what Elise is putting herself up front, but everyone is just swarming her, keeping her close. We're making that turn here. We're headed through that tube. We're headed back down the start-finish line.
We just passed the infamous Bussy second marker where he starts his 1K head finish. Although I like the Mystery Rock course. I can't remember which one it is. The Mystery Rock's the best. I think it only renders on his machine.
It's a special rock. All right, here comes the tube. We are inside. We should be able to see the markers here. It's got 2 little S's, and then we'll be headed towards that final bit. So the thing about this downhill, it can be tough sometimes just because of the paces. You don't get the gaps that you think that you're going to get just because it is slightly downhill.
Yes, it's a struggle. Yeah, you really need to dig if you're going to make a move here. You really have to dig to make the separation, or you'll just pull people along with you.
All right, here we go. Here's that final turn coming into that finish. Puts us about 700 plus meters away. I'm gonna make sure to see if I could stay ahead of these riders and see if there's any moves that are getting made. These riders are well tuned to these efforts. If they are doing their workouts, they're looking at about 1 minute or less effort. That's all they've got. And if they have those workouts that got big pushes at the end, this is it. If you are going to make a big push, the push is going to be now.
This is the 1243 TT reenacted in real life, right?
It is exactly what it is. I'm going to keep it real tight on everybody. I've got Elise on the outside. I've got Angela Webster right there, right near the gutter. She's got her disc wheel, making sure that she stays in track. We've got a lead out here with Megan and Stephanie Hallmichael, wheel to wheel, shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip. These ladies are not given an inch of room. We could see the start-finish line. That's 300 meters to go. Megan right on the front, right on the nose of this. Stephanie Hallmichael holding on, staying real cagey right behind Alice. Boom! Elise gets out of the wheel.
There it goes.
There we go. Alice Webster and Megan following. And the 3, Elise right on the front there, staying right on the nose. Looks like she's right there. Oh! That's right. Look at that. She's got just about 100 meters to go. Alice Webster really putting up, but just by a bike leg. Alice Webster right behind Elise Run. And then we've got, looks like Stephanie Hall-Michael and then, or Megan Hertog, then Stephanie Hall-Michael coming through the line. Great job, great job. See if we can get our results here in just a moment as we roll through.
Yeah, it was excellent effort again. Lee's super cagey in that effort where she kind of just waited the last minute and just dropped the hammer.
If we can jump back, I should be able to get our results here. Looks like we've got just 4 minutes behind the start here. About 1 minute ahead of Connie from Team Moose. We've got Angie there. We should be able to get our results pop up here in just seconds, and there we go. So here's the final rundown here. We've got for everyone at home. We've got Elise Run, our newcomer to the ODivaZ ladies race, doing a great job from Australia. Angela Webster just got beat out by 1 bike length there in second place. We've got Megan Herzog just behind her, and her partner in crime, Stephanie Hall-Michael, coming in 4th place. Angie Malik looks like she's got the 5th place dialed in, and Connie's there rounding us out for our top riders of the day. So really great ride.
Hold right at 3.0 to get a PR.
Yeah, I think so. She has stayed on the throttle this whole time, so she has been doing a great job there. And so what we'll do is let us make sure we've got... I was going to open the app to take a picture, but do not open the Zwift Companion app if you've got something going on. So I will...
Simply open the Zwift Companion app.
All right. So it looks like Elise Run is saying that she is zonked. I believe that's Australian for super tired, ready to go to sleep. It is 10 o'clock over there. So we want to thank her for joining in, and we'll make sure we give thumbs up all across the board there. See if we can make it back to Angie and Connie, but being outside the module, it can prove to be difficult. So not looking bad there. Let's see what we got. Stephanie there. Angela might not be able to get all the way back to there, but what we'll do is we'll go ahead and thank everyone for joining in today and joining us here on Watopia for a great climb on the Volcano. The ladies had a smaller pack today, but a really great race today. We had 4 riders that really took to the helm, and we had a couple new riders here as well. I want to thank my co-partner here, my co-host here, Pat the Night Train, making sure we've got all our data straight, our 0s and 1s all dialed in. And for those that joining in, for Andy, Joe, Taya, Martin, and all the viewers that we had today, thanks for joining us, and check us out online with Live by ODivaZ all week. We're there. Talk to you soon. Have a great day.